This is one of those articles on a health item that's very simple, very inexpensive, and has been around for ages and ages and ages and ages. And this article is not scientific in any respect. It doesn't reference anything as far as studies. Basically, we can call this hearsay, but I think this stuff is a very good idea. It's a combination of cinnamon and honey. And it goes on to state, and the reason I say this is important because a lot of times people don't think that the simplest things in the world are sometimes the most cost effective. And while people are too busy sometimes trying to make money, they forget about one area where they could lose all their money and actually lose their life, which is their health. Now, this is an article, okay, this is talking about the cinnamon and honey combination. Goes on to say that honey is the only food on the planet that will not spoil or rot. And they're talking about regular bees honey. Well, some people call it turning to sugar. In actuality, it's always honey. It just rather crystallizes, and when you do is just boil some water, put it in the honey, let it sit, and just let it liquefy, and it's good as it ever was. But you never boil honey and ever put it in a microwave. If you do so, it kills all the enzymes in the honey. And it's very complicated. Science likes to break down everything like they know everything in nature. But nature has so many things they haven't broken down yet. You can't prove something that hasn't been broken down, obviously. But they have not improved upon what's been found in nature for many thousands and thousands of years. But this is some very good stuff, and it has a lot of different things that some claim to be cures, and I say it does work actually, but I know the drug companies would hate this because it's not, the bees would like it though. Anyway, facts on honey and cinnamon. It's found that a mixture of honey and cinnamon cure most diseases. Honey is produced in most countries of the world. Scientists of today also accept honey as a ramban, in other words, very effective medicine for all kinds of diseases. Now, if you're going in like tribal cultures and actually some ancient cultures, it's been around forever and a day, and it has a lot of uses. Honey can be used without any side effects for all kinds of diseases. Also, it's even today's science admits that even though honey is sweet, if taken in the right dosage as a medicine, it does not harm diabetic patients. It's not the same thing as a simple sugar. Weekly World News, a magazine in Canada, in its issue dated January 17, 1995, has given the following list of diseases that can be cured by honey and cinnamon as researched by Western scientists. So this was printed in a newspaper at one point about 12 years ago. So making a paste of honey and cinnamon powder applied to bread instead of jelly and jam. Eat regular for breakfast. That combats heart diseases. It reduces the cholesterol in the arteries and saves from a heart attack. Also, those who already had a heart attack, if they do this process daily, it'll help prevent another attack. And this is a claim that was in this article from this newspaper up in Canada, World Weekly News. In America and in Canada, various nursing homes have treated patients successfully and have found that as you age, the arteries and veins lose their flexibility and get clogged. Honey and cinnamon revitalize the arteries and veins. Now, obviously, a little common sense, you can't live off of purely a mixture of this alone, but it does have a lot of benefits to it. Arthritis. And these are like old people diseases, but it kind of plays into a lot of things for everybody. And there's a million uses for this. Arthritic patients may take daily, morning and night, 1 cup of hot water with 2 spoons of honey and a small teaspoon of cinnamon powder. In recent research conducted at Copenhagen University in Denmark, it was found that when doctors treated their patients with a mixture of 1 tablespoon honey and a half teaspoon of cinnamon powder before breakfast, they found that within a week, out of 200 people so treated, practically 73 patients were totally relieved of pain, and within a month, mostly all the patients who could not walk or move around before because of arthritis started walking without pain. Now, this was in Copenhagen, Denmark, and I've noticed a lot of times in Germany and in Japan, they have better medicine than they have in the United States because I think they're more concerned about the cost. And it's my contention that I see many things in the United States are strictly about business, and is making as much money as possible. So a lot of times they'll go for the cheaper, more effective cause. And I can go on for many hours about this subject. But in a lot of ways, it's more important than how much money you have, because this, having some of these things can charge you many, many, many tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and going to specialists. Bladder infections, it says it'll cure those by destroying germs in the bladder. Cholesterol, you'd almost think something like honey is bad for cholesterol. Cinnamon, but 2 tablespoons of honey and 3 teaspoons of cinnamon powder mixed in 16 ounces of tea water given to a cholesterol patient was found to reduce the level of cholesterol in the body by 10% within 2 hours. And they don't do this in any place in the United States. These are all home remedies, and actually these go back decades and decades and decades and decades. I mean, people have been practicing this stuff for hundreds of years. All of a sudden the know-it-alls came about, and they tell you it's no good. Well, the problem it's no good is because it's cheap. As mentioned, for arthritic patients, if taken 3 times a day, any cholesterol, chronic cholesterol, is cured, according to this. So that was according to the information that was in that weekly journal in Canada. Pure honey taken with food relieves complaints of cholesterol. Colds. Those suffering from common or severe colds should take 1 tablespoon lukewarm honey with 1/4 spoon cinnamon powder daily for 3 days. This process will cure most chronic colds, coughs, and clear the sinuses. Upset stomach, same thing, it works for that. Gas, it works for that. Immune system, something more important. Daily use of honey and cinnamon powder strengthens the immune system and protects the body from bacteria and viral attacks. Scientists have found that honey has various vitamins and iron in large amounts. Constant use of honey strengthens the white blood corpuscles to fight bacteria and viral disease. Works against indigestion. Influenza also works against influenza. A scientist in Spain has proven that honey contains natural ingredient which kills influenza germs and saves the patient from flu. Longevity is a pretty good one. Tea made with honey and cinnamon powder, when taken regularly, arrests the ravages of old age. Take 4 tablespoons of honey, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 3 cups of water, and boil to make like a tea. Drink a 1/4 cup 3 or 4 times a day. Keeps the skin soft and fresh and rest all the age. It says people even 100 years old are doing stuff like 20 years old, according to this. Works against acne, skin infections. There's many things that actually do work in these areas, and coconut oil is another one that does a lot. But this is about cinnamon and honey. Weight loss. Daily in the morning, 1/2 hour before breakfast on an empty stomach, and at night before sleeping. Drink honey and cinnamon powder boiled in 1 cup of water. If taken regularly, it reduces the weight of even the most obese person. Also, drinking this mixture regularly does not allow the fat to accumulate in the body, even though the person may eat a high-calorie diet. So there you go. Some people always want to know how they could diet without doing it, and according to this, that's how you would do it. Cancer. Recent research in Japan and Australia, as always, Japanese usually are far ahead of the game on almost every area there is that's important. Research in Japan and Australia has revealed that advanced cancer of the stomach and bones have been cured successfully. Patients suffering from these kinds of cancer should daily take 1 tablespoon of honey with 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder for 1 month, 3 times a day. Fatigue. And a lot of people probably have this stuff. Recent studies have shown that the sugar content of honey is more helpful rather than being detrimental to the strength of the body. Senior citizens who take honey and cinnamon powder in equal parts are more alert and flexible. Dr. Milton, who has done the research, says that a 1/2 tablespoon of honey taken in a glass of water and sprinkled with cinnamon powder, taken daily after brushing in the afternoon, is about 3 p.m. When people start getting more tired, increases your energy levels within a week. So it works on several things. It's fairly interesting because it's so simple, and I've been finding out a lot of times the most effective things are the cheapest the most simple, and the things that come from nature. Now, I don't know about all this research, but I do know that honey is, bees' honey has been around forever and a day. It has a lot of health benefits. It's been claimed in many different cultures throughout the world, and it's been used in the United States all more so, even in the 1800s, for all kinds of treatments of different ailments. So I think there is some kind of truth to it. I can't believe that it does all these kind of miracles in every respect as it's claimed in this article I picked up from some years ago. But I think it does have a lot of benefits. So I just figured I'd put this out of here because a lot of people overlook the simplest things in the world, like another thing for investments. Just buy silver coins and sit back and wait, right? Well, here for health, cinnamon and honey. It's probably one of your best bets, and actually it doesn't taste like medicine. That's another good thing.